Last time on MasterChef Australia.
1 week before the finals week. You ready?
An all-in elimination saw 5 home cooks pit their skills against the experience of Kylie Kwan.
Is everyone keeping up?
A bit lost here.
And for Beau, it was the end of his MasterChef journey.
I now have all the things I need to create my dream, and that is what is going to happen.
Tonight,
when we need to find someone to really turn the screws up, we call on Adriano Zumbo.
this patissier of pain returns to bring some inspiration as the amateur cooks race to create an edible centerpiece in their final team challenge.
A lot of work to do.
Who can pull that off?
Yeah, I am feeling the pressure a little bit.
But to secure a guaranteed place in finals week, they will need to impress 6 of the country's best pastry chefs.
That's ridiculous.
Burning up in my heart like a flame, like a brighter shooting star in our souls. We all know our dreams make us who we are. We got today, so spin me round and show me the way back to burning up in my heart like a flame, like a brighter shooting star in our souls. We all know our dreams make us who we are.
Are you packed, Kyles?
Almost. I've just got a couple of books to chuck in. Audrey and Julia came home last night and told us that we needed to pack an overnight bag, so I don't know, we might be going somewhere or we might be just heading out to a restaurant and sleeping above the restaurant or something, I don't know.
What are you packing for, Kyles?
I'm just packing my pyjamas.
Me too. It's our last team challenge today and I really want it to be a good one. I hope we're in a restaurant.
That would be great.
It'd be fantastic.
I'd love to be in a proper commercial kitchen.
Well, no more pins. How good's that? Just quietly.
I think I'm going to use the pin today.
Today, it's being handed in.
I'm going to use my pin today as well.
Last hurdle today, and then we're in finals week. Who would have thought?
Doesn't sound right, does it? Us two being the last blokes left and going into finals week.
Well, welcome back to the MasterChef Kitchen, and welcome to your last team challenge of this competition.
Yeah, it's wild, isn't it?
By the end of the team challenge, 3 people will be through to finals week.
Oh, wow.
You've cooked for a village, you've run the food and beverage in a 5-star hotel for 24 hours, you've catered a wedding for 450 people, and these are like chopping cucumber sandwiches for the cricket tea on a Sunday afternoon compared to what you're about to face. But we've got a little bit of business to sort out because it's a team challenge. There are 7 of you, and that means we've got an uneven number. So we need to sort that out.
Your first challenge today is to produce a French-inspired dessert in just 1 hour.
This will sort out the first person through to finals week. And more importantly, you miss out on that gargantuan team challenge. Imagine, guaranteed place in the top 6, guaranteed place in finals week, guaranteed sitting back and watching the other 6 sweat through one hell of a team challenge.
Julia, happy?
I want that spot and I have everything to prove today. It's a gift of a challenge.
Julia and I knew if we were both still around for a dessert challenge, it was always going to be the two of us playing off against each other. For us to be sort of head-to-head in this instance, it's quite hard, but I really, really want to win this challenge today.
Andy, scratching your neck, giving it the old...
Yeah, I can't wait for it. I've been waiting for this day.
Andy, you probably smash it.
One extra little detail before we kick you off. If you win this first challenge, not only are you safe and a free ticket through to the finals week, you get to choose the teams for the team challenge. Nice. The rules: 60 minutes, French-inspired dessert, free reign of the pantry. Absolutely beautiful. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You pumped?
Yes.
60 minutes?
Yes.
Want to have a look in the pantry?
Yes.
Go!
But isn't it beautiful, all those beautiful berries and stuff?
I wonder what they're going to cook.
We've got to see pastry, haven't we? We've got to see pastry.
Yes.
We've got to see cream.
I want to see lots of technique today. I want to see them push themselves and create something that shows how much skill they've learned.
Brandy, that's what I'm looking for.
Happy day today, but they've got 1 hour to produce an amazing French-inspired dessert.
You know why it's happy? Because we get to eat desserts at the end of it.
Andy, desserts?
Not my thing.
No. So now you've got some cream. It doesn't get more French than cream, does it, really? And you've been infusing some rosemary there.
Yeah, rosemary.
What's your dessert going to be?
I'm going to do a rosemary bavois with balsamic strawberries and shortbread crumb.
OK. A bavois is, I suppose, similar to a panna cotta. It should be wobbly. It should be beautifully just set.
Should be.
Crumb should add some texture and give you a balance against the creaminess.
That's it.
Today I'm making a chocolate French pan tart with poached pear. I wanted to make this in top 50 and forgot the eggs, unfortunately.
Oh, no eggs.
So in a funny way, this is redemption week for me. I'm just hoping by the skin of my teeth, I will scrape through today. But, you know, I'm up against the 2 dessert queens, so yeah, it's going to be tricky.
I'm going to make a salted caramel parfait and turn it into like a mille-feuille, which is million leaves, which will be a beautiful little stack. I just need to get everything happening really quick. Oh, totally got my game face on today. I've got to win this challenge.
Is it salty Kylie caramel?
Pretty much.
What's the dessert?
My dessert today is a salted caramel parfait, and I'm making a dacquoise, so turning it into a mille-feuille.
Mille-feuille. So a dacquoise normally is a meringue with nuts in it.
Yes.
OK, that's the layers.
That's the layers.
OK.
Did we mention the pressure's on you today?
Yes, I know.
I don't want to mention it again.
I know the pressure's on. I've got huge pressure on myself to prove myself today as well.
We know that. All right. Good idea.
Alice, custard on the stove, meringue whizzing around over here.
Yes.
I've got a rough idea what you're going to make, but tell me what it is.
I'm making snow egg, so basically it's an Italian poached meringue with creme anglaise and frosted berries.
OK. You understand that this is one of the things that Gary grew up making.
Yeah.
You know, if that custard isn't perfect, if that meringue isn't beautifully poached, if there's any graininess in there,
Yeah,
you're going down.
totally. Yeah.
French fancies, there's a thing. Love them. 30 minutes to go.
Today I'm going to make an opera gâteau, which is a layered cake of coffee-soaked sponge with a coffee buttercream and a chocolate ganache.
Lots of different layers of texture. It's technically a really, really hard dish. In an hour, it's a lot to take on.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah?
Yep.
How many layers?
About 4.
We need to see you put up something that's spectacular and that has us thinking that you can go all the way in this competition.
Yes.
Good.
Going pretty good at the moment. Yum.
Vincotto, my new best friend. Love it. I love it.
15 minutes to go. There's some great ideas, and there's some ideas that I'm not particularly keen on. For example, the snow egg. I don't really like it, to be honest. It's not my favourite dessert, and there's nothing new happening, and I don't think the meringue is taut and wonderful.
Any flaw on the custard, any flaw on the meringue, and the berries, Question mark.
I'm really proud of what Andy's come up with. He's flavoured some cream with rosemary and set that in a tray. He's doing macerated strawberries. He's candying some rosemary as well. Trying to come up with something. I know Julia's a dessert queen, right? And the opera sounds wonderful, but she's just put it out there, opera. I want to see it beautifully layered and perfect. I don't know if she's going to be able to achieve that in the time frame.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. And I think Audra's she's pushing the time boundary in terms of getting that little tartlet with the chocolate frangipane and pear cooked perfectly. You're really pushing the envelope.
But you know, I think it's really good. Top 7, fighting for place in the final, and I don't think we've really got one dud dish out there.
No.
I think we're going to get 7 great desserts, and that always makes all 3 of us smart.
You going to put the kettle on?
Yeah.
French, of course. Deliciousness, yes. Plating up, presentation, perfect. 5 minutes to go.
Let's go.
How am I going to get this out? Didn't think of that, did you? Nah. About 5 minutes to go and I decided to plate up and did not go to plan. I, in theory, thought I could flip my cream out, get it off the board and transfer it onto the plate like a nice piece of cake. So you don't reckon I can flip it on the board and then transfer it?
I don't, but, you know.
I think I'm going to have to because it's too big.
Why? Just be bold, man.
No.
Bold trim.
On the board, chop it out and lift it up.
Yeah, that's what
I don't
I'm
think you
thinking.
can do it.
Go on.
Oh! Man, I think you won, Gary. Once it's onto the board, it doesn't want to go anywhere, and I can't get it onto my plate.
Can't pick it up, can you? Strange, that. It's funny how you took a food critic's advice over a guy that's been cooking for 20 years.
Yeah.
Give me a bowl.
You can thank Matt, yeah?
No, what are you doing?
Oh, what am I meant to do?
I don't know. Can you do that?
Nah,
Can you do that?
Nah, it's stuck.
Is it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
Right.
beautiful presentation.
Form it, fix it. Come on. Come on.
It was all going so well.
Come on, Andy, let's go. I want this thing to work. The rest of you, look under control. 30 seconds to go.
Sweet seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Well done.
I was just super focused going into that challenge. Desserts are my thing, and I really wanted to smash it out and do a really good job.
Came unstuck. Pretty devo because I thought my elements all went together well, but yeah, I guess this wasn't my challenge today.
Now, there was a challenge for the boys, wasn't it? Love it. Your task in 1 hour was to give us a French-inspired dessert. Obviously playing into Kylie and Julia's hands, but I wonder how well they've really done. First up to the tasting table, Julia.
It's an opera ghetto.
It's lovely. It's light, it's multi-layered. There's this nice textural difference between the sponge, the ganache. It's good cooking. There's no doubt about that.
Thank you.
Ben, Andy, up you come. Let's have a look at your desserts.
I've made a rosemary cream with macerated strawberries in red wine vinegar.
You're disappointed, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm spewing actually because I thought I came up with something that could have been all right. Learned lessons today, which I suppose is a good thing.
Should we taste?
Taste it with a blindfold on.
But you know the
That's it.
It is puddle pie, you know that, don't you?
Leave me alone.
Flavours are great. Yeah. Flavours are great. The rosemary's beautiful in it. It works really well with the strawberries and the cream.
And I love the crumb.
Looks like a disaster, but all the other elements in terms of taste, flavour, texture, well done.
Thanks.
Ben?
I did a chipotle and chocolate parfait with buttery croutons and candied lime segments.
What I do like is these crunchy, sweet brioche croutons. They're really, really nice.
Thanks.
Mindy?
Burnt custard with a beautiful lemongrass and galangal infusion.
Sometimes desserts that fail can be beautiful messes. I think probably it's just a mess, and it's one of those...
Good to hit on both the chords. Oh.
Alice?
This is a floating island with a toasted pistachio crumb.
It's a good floating island. It's nice and puffy, it's fluffy, it's sitting upright. Good custard, good texture consistency, I can tell you straight away. Tastes great too.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Audra.
Chocolate French pan tart with pears poached in avocado sugar syrup.
Presentation is beautiful, really beautiful. What you've got there is a sophisticated, beautiful chocolate tart.
Thank you.
Next up, Kylie.
It's a salted caramel parfait millefeuille with some macerated raspberries.
What you call things is really important because it sets up your expectation of what you're going to taste.
Yep.
The moment you say millefeuille, you think of layers of texture. Flavours are great. The freshness of the raspberry is fantastic. But texturally, this dessert isn't quite there yet. Thank you, Kylie. We've picked the 3 dishes that we think are best, and we'd like their makers to step forward. First up, Alice. Second up, Audra. Finally, Julia. The first person through to finals week and the winner of today's French-inspired dessert challenge is Audra. Audra.
Oh my God.
You've made it.
Oh. I have.
Audra, what we loved about your dish above all was that we could see it being a dessert that people would come to a cafe just to have because that pastry was so light, the flavour of the pear was so fresh, and you nailed it.
Audra, congratulations. You are through to the finals week. Step aside.
Audra, before you wield your mighty power, we need to tell you what the team challenge is, or more importantly, show you what the team challenge is.
Oh.
For the 6 of you, we told you that this was going to be big. When we need to find someone to really turn the screws up, when we need to find someone to put the fear into you, we call on one man. We call on the patissier of pain.
Yes!
We call on the torturer of torts. We call on the Dark Lord of pastry himself, Adriano Zumbo.
Adriano Zumbo's wheeling this Frankenstein-looking cake. There's so many layers and it's so high, he's got to hold onto it so that it doesn't topple over. If we have to make that, I'm in so much trouble.
We call on the Dark Lord of pastry himself, Adriano Zumbo.
I love it!
Oh my God!
Adriano Zumbo, welcome back to MasterChef. And what is that?
Well, this is my Carême-inspired dessert centerpiece.
Before there was Escoffier, before there was Bacchus, before there was Bill Granger, the biggest celebrity chef in the world was a patissier in Paris called Marie-Antoine Carême. And he supplied these crazy, amazing centerpiece for feasts for people like Napoleon, the Tsar of Russia, George IV of England. He was the king of chefs and he was the chef of kings. And today, your challenge is to create a Carême-style centerpiece.
Oh, wow.
That's going to make us react the same way as you did to this one.
Cool.
Carême's work was defined by opulence, by beauty, but particularly by just crazy creations of sugar work. There's no one that's been as influential to French desserts as Carême, ever, and that is why he is the king of French cooks.
We don't want you to copy Adriano's centerpiece. We want you to be inspired by it. We want you to take it to another level.
So you're going to tackle this edible centerpiece that you're going to create, inspired by Adriano, inspired by Carême. You're going to tackle this in teams of 2. So that means 3 teams of 2. If you win this challenge, you go straight through to the finals week and join Audra. If you're on the 2 losing teams, then you will face off in the last elimination before finals week. Audra, it is up to you to decide who cooks with who.
Picking teams is really difficult. I'm thinking of strategy. Who do I want in finals week with me? But you know what? I'm going to try and spread out the strengths across the team.
Who's going to be the first team?
I'll start with Julia. Julia and Alice.
OK, first team, Julia and Alice, stand to one side. Brilliant. Who's going to be the second team?
Going by what happened this morning, don't be surprised with what Andy can come up with.
The thing couldn't stand up and it was only 1 layer.
Come on then.
So I'm going to
split these 4 into 2
I'm
teams.
going to put Mindy and Andy together.
There you go. Done. Beautiful. Audra's picked our 3 teams. Ben and Kylie, Andy and Mindy, and of course, Alice and Julia.
Happy days. Good colour.
Pop your aprons on. Let's go.
Green girls, thank you.
So let's have a look at the order of things for this wonderful, inspiring challenge. First of all, planning. Absolutely crucial. If you don't plan, it's all going to fall over. Then Adriano will be taking you to Le Cordon Bleu cooking school, where you have until 12 o'clock midnight to create your Anton Carême inspired centerpiece. You'll then sleep at Le Cordon Bleu. But trust me, you're not going to get a lot of sleep because in the morning, I'm going to whisk you off to Curzon Hall and you have 2 hours to assemble your centerpiece. And then here's the wonderful part. Matt Moran, and 6 of the best pastry chefs in the country will taste and judge your centerpieces.
Question, anyone want to taste?
Yes.
Adriano, you do the honours?
Let's do it.
Thank you, Andy.
Dig it in, Charlotte.
I reckon you could, yeah, go on, eat a macaroon, cut a corner off.
Yeah, you like it?
It's like a family feast. Oh, who wants this piece?
Oh, thanks. Oh, wow, what's that?
Oh, wow.
Tasting Zumbo's collection of cakes is fantastic because it's like we've just had a little tour of his patisserie.
So just a question, edible? Tasty?
Incredible.
Andy?
Yeah.
Getting the idea?
Yeah, I'm getting the idea.
I hope you're loaded with sugar because you're going to need a massive sugar rush to get you through the next few hours. Ready?
Yep.
Yes.
Off you go.
Oh, to the lounge. To the lounge. To the lounge.
Marie Antoinette epitomises the 1800s in France.
Okay.
But
What if we had, like, gifts for Marie Antoinette and, like, little boxes of it?
it's definitely a possibility.
If we can get a layer here, a layer here, and then have your polystyrene there, we get it looking like
An Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel Tower.
That'd be fun.
And if we do our croquembouche as the final bit and put sugar work.
Yep. This could be very, very cool.
Our bottom layer is going to be a cake with some beautiful frill work in icing sugar around the outside. We're going to have a macaron tower, and then the top is the present box for Marie Antoinette. It could even be a clear glass box, which I like. You could see through it. High five. I like that. Thanks. Write it down.
This is not our strong suit whatsoever.
It's really not.
Andy and I, we're grasping at anything for inspiration, and we're just drawing blanks.
Come on, chop, chop. Yeah, you took your time, didn't you? Right, welcome to one of the wonderful kitchens at Le Cordon Bleu, Sydney. This is Andre Sanderson. He's one of the head teachers here, and he's also the team captain of the Australian pastry team. So knows his stuff. You're in the company of 2 really amazing pastry chefs. You can make reference to these guys. If there's something you're unsure of, then you can ask a question. But my advice is, get stuck in, stay within your comfort zone, because otherwise that 6 hours is going to go very, very, very quickly. All right? And if you don't go for it, you're going to have problems. Yep. And talking about going for it, what are you standing here for? Let's go. You've got 6 hours.
Let's go. Our dessert is going to have a cake at the bottom that's a butter cake with raspberries. And then we're going to have a tower of macarons on the top. And on top of that is hopefully going to be a sugared box that's full of little treats. So our whole theme is basically a present if we were cooking for Marie Antoinette.
Okay. I'm being anal because I know you are.
Perfect. Perfect. Alice is going to be making our vanilla and raspberry butter cake on the bottom. And the first thing that I do is to make the macaron shells.
Just a nice massaging technique.
Yeah. I have to make 100 macarons today. They're going to be attached with toothpicks to a styrofoam cone. Yeah, I am feeling the pressure a little bit. I've got to get these macarons in the oven and get onto the anglaise. It's hard work in this kitchen tonight. As usual, the time pressure is always key.
Cake tins and everything.
So what, for the bottom one, we're going like
A big
rectangle?
Yeah, a big sort of square one I think would be better than rectangular.
Square, you reckon?
Yeah. Ben and I are creating a 5-layered creme-inspired dessert masterpiece, and within that there are probably about 11 different elements that we need to actually do. We've got a sour cream, white chocolate and raspberry mud base.
Yep.
Then on top we're going to go for a coconut and lime cake.
Yep.
We're going to make some raspberry pâté de fruits.
Yep.
So the little jellies.
Put that on the outside.
Yeah, so we essentially want it to be, we sort of took the shape of the French ladies' dresses.
Yeah,
So
and use the pâte de fruit.
yeah, it's going to be the jewel, and then I think I went a little bit overboard. Do you think it's achievable?
Oh yeah, you just got to get going.
Okay, cool. I decided to leave Ben up to doing the cakes.
My job is the really easy stuff.
No, it's
Kylie's
not.
taking care of the really fancy stuff.
and I'm going to look after all the choux pastries, the jellies, the fillings, and some of the marshmallows as well.
Come on, Andy, baby, let's move fast, hey?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get me bearings in this new kitchen.
Yeah. So what are you after?
Sugar, I've got my butter. Mindy and I are going to create a 3-tiered centerpiece. On the bottom, there's going to be a hat box. In the middle, there's going to be a jewellery box. And on the top, there's going to be an 1800s inspired hat.
What I'm hoping to do is do a bit of chocolate work and actually maybe get some Eiffel Tower chocolates. It's like very simple shape, just to go around the edge of it.
We can't compete with Kylie and Julia, so I don't know how it's going to turn out. This is going to be a very interesting night.
Just letting you know, 1 hour down, you need to put a little bit of a razzle on because this 6 hours is going to go faster than you can possibly imagine. Agreed?
I agree, totally agree.
Come on, let's go.
You don't have long till it starts setting.
Okay. The first thing I get onto doing is the jellies. I've actually never made these before. Made just normal jellies with gelatin, but I've never really worked with pectin and having it as a setting agent for a jelly, so this is something new. The middle section, we want to look like the bodice of one of the French ladies' dresses. So we want it to look beautiful and sort of jewelled with different little creations. I've made the little fruits.
Yeah, they set. Look at that. Look. Can you pop one out?
Yeah. And then I'll roll it in sugar and it'll have a nice little glisten to it.
It's great. Yeah. It's great. They look fantastic.
It's brilliant. Really good job.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice little surprise.
Thanks, I like that.
Nice.
Thank you.
Hey, good luck.
Hurry up, Alice.
Yep, hurrying. But she is a hard taskmaster.
Those cakes have really got to get in the oven, Alice.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, pull it round and get it up to the top.
I really don't mind that Julia's the chef and I'm her sous today because seriously, I am such a novice that I can use all the help I can get.
2 hours in already. Do you know how quickly 6 hours is going to go? They're going to run out of time really, really quickly. And to be honest, at this point, there's only a few cakes in the oven from all 3 teams, and that's a little bit of a worry. Who's your favourite?
I have to say it's probably Julia and Alice. It's quite simple. They know where they're going. They're stuck to their plan.
If we look at the red team, which is Mindy and Andy, they're going to make a jewellery box with that chocolate cake and then decorate it simply, hopefully with some jubes or macarons or some little
something
sweet.
nice. But then on the top, they're going to have that hat, which in the picture looks great, which they've drawn. So I'm quite interested to see how that comes out and how they're going to attack it.
Yeah. Blue team, which is Kylie and Ben, doing a mud cake on the bottom. Then they're going to do a lime and coconut cake. Then they've got the polystyrene, which they're going to sort of enrobe in the fondant so it looks like a dress. And right on the top, she's going to put a profiterole sort of present box. She does it for her friends. I think it's a really good idea doing something she knows. So, I don't know, I reckon they're all good ideas and structurally I think they'll all look really impressive. But with 4 hours to go, a lot of work to do.
Who can pull that off?
It's good that we got that out now. Watching?
Yes.
Hold it, twist it, and it's just in and up, in and up.
That's easy.
Yeah. Quick, go.
So as I assemble the macarons, put them into boxes, put them off to the side, ready to go.
Yep.
I just need your help getting this into the cake tin.
I'm actually heating up the bowl. It's a bit cold tonight, so the kosher's actually setting. Oh, that's a bit much, isn't it?
The idea for our box today really stems from the whole concept of our centerpiece being a gift or a present for Marie Antoinette. If we're going to have a gift, it always comes in a box. Why can't our box be edible? I can do it.
I just have to be so careful because the sugar is so hot, it'll burn me if it touches. So it's got 6 sides, and once it's set, we're going to blowtorch it together to assemble.
You couldn't see that. Check that ganache out. How good is that?
Oh, that looks wicked.
Got all our 3 cakes in the oven. We're just making our chocolate ganache. I've made some beautiful, unbelievably white buttercream.
Even though Mindy and I are both out of our depth, massively out of our depth, we want to push the boundaries. We want to put something up that's spectacular. We don't want to fail in anything. I've tempered my chocolate and I'm trying to replicate somewhat of an Eiffel Tower.
Come on, darling, move fast, huh? Let's get this done. We sprayed this, but it's not coming out. What's the best way to ease it out without cracking the base?
In one of the squares, I place a greased food ring that will serve as the hole that the top of our cone sits through.
Oh, I don't want to break it, but yeah, it's not coming out at all.
No, Andre sprayed it for me with
Yeah, no,
oil.
I saw him oil it up. It should come out.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. We can fix that.
So what do I do?
We've only got 20 minutes to go and I'm really running out of time.
Briefly heat, briefly heat, briefly heat, and then you're going to join them all together.
I blowtorch the two edges of the crack together and the tile comes back together into shape.
There's 10 minutes to go. Tomorrow you're facing 6 of Australia's top patissiers. Don't let yourselves down.
How about you start getting our box out and start packing everything into it? Get it up here, let's start packing the box.
Right. They need to think about, you know, making sure this stuff's packed away, ready to go for tomorrow, because they need to transport this from here to Curzon Hall and then finish it all. There's a lot to think about.
Happy with them?
Yep, go for it. Chuck them in a fridge.
The fridge?
Yep.
I'm just seeing if I've got enough time to make another base, because I'd like one that isn't cracked. I'm really not going to sleep well tonight if I know I've got a base that's compromised. I'm feeling the pressure. There's 3 minutes.
It's not going to bloody fit in that.
30 seconds to go.
Ah, that one came out this time.
Thanks, Ben. Go. Go forth, be free.
Right, teams, I hope you've packed everything perfectly. It's midnight and your time is up.
Gonna smash it out tomorrow too.
It's going to be an absolute stretch for us tomorrow, but we are going to put 100% into our presentation. We're going to get it looking pretty special, and it's going to have Mindy and Andy flair. So no matter what, it's going to look cool.
We're absolutely pooped. We've essentially been cooking for the last 20 hours. So I think that having to motivate ourselves for this one's going to be tough, but we have to do it. We put a lot of hard work in, and it's just time to put it all together.
Yeah, time to assemble. It'll be really exciting to see our whole cake come together.
We arrive at Curzon Hall. There's these beautiful big sandstone gates, and then we drive in. It's like a castle. We've got to go in there and just create our masterpieces in 2 hours. This is going to be a huge task. Righto.
Yeah, they're good. They're really good.
Good morning. Are we fresh? Are we pumped?
Fresh.
Lots
Ready to
of
go.
sleep?
Oh, yeah.
Hey? Okay, welcome to Curzon Hall, and this place is beautiful. It's perfect for what you're about to embark on. Now, you've spent the evening prepping. Now you're going to have 2 hours to assemble and make everything absolutely beautiful before you present it to the judges. Adriano, any words of advice?
Yeah, totally. I guess you really got to watch out for the key elements in architecture, the way you build it with the rods in the middle. You know, is there any moisture on the cake? Is the icing runny? Can I carry this cake to the table? I know you can do it, so I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, 2 hours to assemble your masterpiece starts now.
Let's go, Benny, straight onto it.
How's it going?
This is certainly my workout for the day.
Mine too.
We have 2 hours to assemble the Carême-inspired centerpiece, and it's not very much time.
Might use more of the pink ones on the base.
I need to assemble the macaron tower. Being careful not to put them too close together.
Yulia, that sort of spacing. Otherwise, we're going to run out of macarons.
Really?
Yeah.
How many did we make?
Hey, Alice, how you going?
All right, thanks,
You good?
Adriano. Yes. What we've realised is that we don't actually have as many macarons as we need to really put them close together.
Okay, that's why
So I think we do, but Alice thinks we don't.
I think you do, because you're going to put a box on top.
Yeah.
So you only have to fill this part.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'd pack it nice and tight.
Yeah.
When you walk in and see that visually, like it's a lot nicer.
Okay, cool, thanks. I need to take the macarons off the tower and practically start again.
I'll get that rough shape and then just heat the big one up.
Just chuck it up. You're packing it up really well, actually.
The first thing I need to do is make our chocolate cake look square again. Last night it warped a little bit, so I have to make the edges square so it actually looks like a jewellery box. I'm going to do this with ganache. Might become a renderer after this. Now I'm just sticking on the jewels. I'm trying to get it middled as much as I can, but I think once we put the hat over the top, it'll all look pretty square, so that's not as easy as it looks.
How far do you reckon you're off doing ganache?
Milk is there, so I'm about to make it now.
Cool. I'm just rolling out some white fondant. I'm going to drape it over our styrofoam piece because I want to make this look like a beautiful French lady's dress. So this is the bustle. I'm going to drape it so there's sort of little pleats in there as well. My main problem today is rolling out this fondant icing and putting it over my styrofoam cone. Oh, she keeps on dropping. Bugger. It's too heavy, and every time I put it on top, it keeps breaking and sliding down. It's not sticking to the foam.
So can we put toothpicks? I know, because it'll just fall past toothpicks on it.
I waste a good half an hour trying to put this fondant icing over the top of the styrofoam cone, and shit. That's ridiculous.
Ado, here we are. We made it to Curzon Hall, and they've kicked off. They've got 2 hours to assemble their masterpieces. Julia and Alice are the green team. Their stuff's looking fantastic.
They've got a great selection of colours and flavours, and they're way ahead.
Can I tell you, I'm worried about one thing. That isomalt box. Because when they slip that onto the cone, I'm just worried that's going to shatter.
They may be lucky, but I know from experience a lot of time it'll crack.
Kylie and Ben, again, another favourite team. It sounds spectacular. Fantastic structure. But when I was just looking at them start to assemble things, they're popping marzipan over the top of a beautiful masked cone already. I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't get that either. She's masked the cone beautiful and pink, and then now she's putting white icing all over it.
OK, the underdogs, the red team, Mindy and Andy. Honestly, it looks like a lot of cake.
It's a lot of cake and a lot of vegetable shortening. Yeah, having that icing.
So explain to us what vegetable shortening is.
It's a white fat. It leaves a very greasy taste on the tongue. It's it's not very pleasant.
It's not sticking, Ben. No. At the point where the fondant icing started to collapse again, I was like, you need to just pick yourself up and try something else.
Kylie, how are we doing?
OK.
Oh, what's happening here?
I had massive issues.
Yeah, I noticed you were covering that in fondant when I walked outside.
Yep.
What's happened?
And it was too heavy and it kept breaking on the top.
Really? But you guys had last night in pink.
Yep. When I took the fondant off, I'd cracked the pink icing as well.
You got any baking paper?
Yep.
Yeah, you know, you make a sheet of baking paper and pull
Drag
it up in one hit, you know, get it nice and smooth.
Put it around?
Put it around it. Gently. You see?
Yep.
It's a lot neater than what you're doing.
Thanks.
And the icing's thinner now too.
Thank you.
No worries.
Adriano.
Andy.
How you going?
Mindy, how you going?
Hey, how are you? Good.
Not too bad.
Great. So this cake, the icing's made of vegetable shortening, yeah?
It's got some vegetable shortening in it, yeah, and it's got some butter as well.
Yeah.
But it's not a thick layer.
It's not a thick layer?
No, it's not.
Have
We've
you
got
tasted it? Like,
yeah, it's really sweet.
So you're quite confident with that
It's
the judges
sweet.
are gonna...
Well, it is sweet, but we've got a raspberry going through the centre of it to try and cut through that.
Okay, Alice. Yes. Can you stop for a second and help me?
Yes. Alice has got the macaron tower assembled.
Okay, so what I want is for you to lift this up, and I'm going to drive these up it, and then we're going to lower it.
Okay. Using these dowels as support helps the macaron tower to be firmly connected to the cake underneath, and more importantly, provide stability for the box that's going to go on top of the macaron tower.
And we're going to drive it down together. You ready?
Okay, let's push. It's like giving birth.
Keep going. Keep going. Okay. Keep going.
Andy and I are going to make our mark in this challenge purely through creativity and maybe a little bit of humour.
We are replicating the judges with fondant, and it should be actually quite funny.
I don't know really how that's going to go down for the judges, whether they're going to find it infuriating or really funny.
How's it all going?
It's going all right.
What's going on here? Who are these? Are these Matt, George, Gary, or what's that?
That's them.
Who's naked in the middle?
That's Georgie.
You going to put a nappy on there or something? That's cool. OK, tell me what's happening.
We've got a hat box on the bottom.
Yeah.
Which has a buttercream cake with raspberries and a buttercream through there.
Yeah.
Then we've got this is essentially our jewellery box.
Right. These are interesting. What are these little...
These are licorice with the silver leaf around.
I like it. But it's like a novelty cake for me. So really, let's hope you've nailed the flavours.
Yeah, thank you.
Is that me? Can I have abs? I'm sure I've got better abs than that.
Can do.
Yeah?
45 minutes to go before I need to see your centerpieces finished. Let's go, come on.
The next step for me is to assemble the sugared box. So out come the plastic gloves, out comes the blowtorch, and out come my nerves. I'm gonna gently lower it down and hold this other one up so it's at right angles.
Okay.
40.
I'm so nervous for him at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you think she can go wrong right now?
So they don't build it quickly. When that sugar sets, as you can see, it's on slant. It's stuck there.
You can't bend it back.
Oh, it's very hard.
Yeah.
You can heat it up, but it's another risk.
Yeah. Regardless, we know this is risky, but this is amazing bravery.
If she pulls this off, it's going to look magic.
Absolutely magic.
If. Oh, you're joking.
What?
This is about to run out. Can you go get me another one?
Yes.
How is it?
You can do this, Julia.
Come on, get it going for me, baby.
Yep.
Light that fire. If the box shatters, I think with it will be shattered any chance that Alice and I have of winning today.
You like this? Yeah, good man.
Well done.
What's going on here?
Ben's just having a bit of trouble picking up the silver leaf.
Paintbrush sometimes works, doesn't it?
It looks nice what
It
he's
looks
doing.
really good,
beautiful.
doesn't it? So you're going to put that dress on top.
Yep.
And then you've got your profiterole sort of, what is that?
This is going to be like a croquembouche.
So when you say croquembouche, you're going to do a bit of spun sugar?
Yep.
Wow.
The very last thing I need to do is making a spun sugar. And to do that, I need to melt down some isomalt and then just flicking it with 2 forks into a really, really fine thread.
You need to go like this, yeah?
Oh, cool. Righto. Gathering it up and then placing it gently on top of our profiterole tower.
See? Much better. Get a nice coating around it, you know?
Yep.
When I look at the completed box, I'm really excited. I couldn't build a house on those angles, but for a first time, I think I've done pretty well. All right, Alice. Alice? And it is at a slight angle, Alice, like you wanted, although that was unintentional. Can you put stuff in it and stop dancing? We had a sketch. Our sketch has come to life in front of us and it's structurally sound. I'm just so proud.
Charles?
Yep.
Happy?
Yep, push it in.
Yep.
Five minutes to go, guys.
All right.
This is a moment of truth.
The hat is a little bit of a worry. We've got icing, we've got fondant ribbon coming off there, and somehow we need to kind of make sure it doesn't topple off.
Just grab those ribbons.
Got him.
Please don't touch it so much.
George just looks nude.
A Carême-inspired centerpiece and only 10 seconds to go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Step away from your centerpieces. Well done, guys. Great job.
That's cool.
We worked really well, but I'm sorry for heckling you so much.
She heckles me so much. But it was worth it. That's how you get results like this.
We're actually, we really are.
We're shocked and we're surprised and we're actually happy.
I'm so proud. I really love it.
What a challenge.
Coming into MasterChef, I was just hoping to meet at least one of those 6 pastry chefs that are sitting in front of us. So it is a massive day today, and I'm a little bit nervous.
If you were planning a kind of Ocean's 11 pastry heist, this is the crack team that you would put together, and today they're going to be judging your creme-inspired creations. From the Savour Chocolate and Patisserie School in Melbourne, world champion chocolatier, Kirsten Tibbles. Dean Gibson, he's probably our foremost pastry judge and the coach of Team Pastry Australia. Before Darren Purchase opened Birch and Purchase in Melbourne, he was the pastry chef at Guillaume at Bennelong in Sydney, at Vue de Monde in Melbourne, and also at a number of top restaurants with Michelin stars in London. You know this man. He is Vincent Gardin from Patisse in Sydney. He's worked at some of the best places here in Sydney and also in London. Alistair Wise from Sweet Envy in Tasmania was, for a number of years, Gordon Ramsay's go-to pastry guy. One of the legends of the sweet kitchen, Philippa Sibley, currently running Albert Street Food and Wine in Melbourne. And finally, our very own Matt Moran, who you probably don't know, started as a pastry chef.
You know, I have to say, I was one of the lucky ones. I spent the first 2 years of my apprenticeship in the pastry section. And I tell you what, I'm a much better chef for it.
Green team will see your creation first. All of you, the very best of luck.
I'm 80% certain our cake is stable.
This is the brown mile.
But that is the longest walk I have ever done. That's longer than walking down the aisle to get married, because at least then I knew nothing was going to fall over. I'm 80% certain our cake is stable. But that is the longest walk I have ever done.
Oh, well done, guys. Beautiful, well done. Julia, first nerve-wracking piece over, getting your centerpiece into the room.
Yep.
It looks beautiful. What is it?
It is what we would give as a gift to Marie Antoinette. The bottom layer is a vanilla and raspberry butter cake that has a lemon buttercream around it and some green fondant. Then we've got 3 flavours of macarons, and then we move up to the sugared box, which has profiteroles inside with some chocolate pearls and fresh raspberries.
I think you choose the right colour. Marie Antoinette will love that. He will probably think, what the hell the cube's doing on top for? But then again, you wanted to add a bit of creativity. You took some risk.
Yeah.
And I think taking risk, that's what it's all about in pastry.
Thank
well done.
Thank you.
Guys, thanks very much. It's our turn now to taste it.
Dean, Kirsten, you're used to seeing these kind of big centerpieces. How would you react to this?
I'm a little unsure if the box on top actually fits with the rest of the piece. The base looks quite delicate and beautiful. It should be coming to a point rather than having something quite large on top.
For me, on that box on the top, I don't mind it, and the reason I don't mind it is it's on an angle. It's not like a square on a square. It's on. I mean, I've been looking at it for a while.
Right, well, let's see how it tastes.
For 6 hours, you got more than 3 different pastry techniques. You got poured sugar, you got choux, you got macaron, you got piping and cake decorating. I think they've done a really good job there.
Macarons are awesome.
They're good, aren't they?
They look really good.
Really good pop on them.
I like the licorice. I'll willingly steal that.
But how good's this box now? I like doing this, like reaching into a showpiece.
It's actually quite a lot of fun to get everyone around and sort of dig into. So if it was a centerpiece, you can have a bit of fun.
Everybody step aside.
Oh. Actually does break, you know? Yeah. Thanks, John. Let's just chop it straight in half, huh?
They've layered it, they've iced it. That's a lot in 6 hours.
It's good butter cake.
And if you're lucky enough to get a little bit of the raspberry through it.
The raspberries make it.
It makes it, yeah.
I think the green team have done a fantastic job. Let's see how the other teams have done.
Andy, Mindy, tell us a little bit what you've done.
This is called our Hats Off to Paris.
The bottom's a butter cake hat box with a raspberry filling and a buttercream. Then we've got a chocolate cake jewellery box, and there's a white chocolate and citrus mud cake on the top, which is a hat.
There is something else on that table that you haven't mentioned. Who are they?
We put Matt, George and Gary at the front just to...
Nice.
Enjoying a Paris night and, you know...
Naked enjoying the Paris night. Thank you very much indeed for making Gary fatter than me and George. Andy, Mindy, thank you, I think. And I'm looking forward to eating Gary.
Thank you so much, thank you.
I would have lifted and maybe pillared the tiers or something, put some negative space in between, and maybe make that jewellery box look more like a jewellery box by making a lid, so putting even just a strip of chocolate around the top.
I can't stop looking at those figurines. For me, that is so funny. That's good.
It just really comes down to how it tastes.
Don't take George's head off.
I have to.
Don't take this.
You look a bit stiff, huh? Is this still alive?
Back in the old days, as they do like that.
Oh, Matt. La guillotine.
Oh, but easily, I think...
Never eat something bigger than your own head.
Cut the top first, yeah?
Ooh, that looks solid.
Is it tough? You want a hand?
It's kind of bomb-like, isn't it?
White chocolate and citrus mud cake.
Well.
It's construction material.
Construction material.
There's no zest, there's no tang.
I don't know what this white icing is. I don't like it whatsoever.
What's the white stuff?
I'd say that's a vegetable shorting base.
Vegetable shorting base.
Yeah, it looks like it's a...
It reminds me of my grandmother's cupcakes, you know, crunchy cream. It's got it hasn't been whipped up properly.
Oh, paper. Uh-oh. Bow-bow. Gee,
that's not so good.
Oh, look at this.
In international competition, that's nearly disqualification.
Is it?
It tastes like packet cake. Doesn't taste like there's any chocolate in it.
It seems like it hasn't actually been cooked.
Too dry immediately. I guess now we've got a benchmark. We've got top, and now we've got bottom.
Wow.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, that looks good.
Looks awesome. I just don't want to step on the table.
Big enough.
You know where it goes?
Right in the middle.
Ready?
Man, yeah.
Ben, Kylie, wow, what an entrance. I love the way the light catches that spun sugar work. How important is it today for you to put up something that wows these 6?
I think for me, this is huge. Like, I'm so excited to be in front of you guys. Like, I'm on the verge of tears. I'm so excited. And, yep, I am teary. Today, for me, it's not necessarily about winning. It's just impressing you guys because you're the rock stars of my world, the ones that I actually look up to. I'm just so grateful that I got to do this challenge because I get to meet you all. So it's just awesome.
You better explain what your centerpiece is.
Karim loved French fashion and French architecture. Hopefully you can see a little bit of Eiffel Tower in what we've created, and we've also tried to get inspiration from those beautiful French gowns.
So on the bottom, we've got a white chocolate, sour cream and raspberry mud cake. The next level up is a coconut and lime butter cake. And then in the bustier section, we've got raspberry pâté de foie. And then on the top, we've got profiteroles and then just our spun sugar.
The challenge was all about Karim. Out of the 3 we've seen so far, this probably has more elements that would be used more regularly by the chef himself.
I'm so pleased to see that you guys create one of his inventions, croque-en-bouche. Fantastic.
It's really now up to us to taste it. You guys can wander off.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you later.
But it was cool when it came around the corner and it's coming down the room when it's shaking with a little bit of silver. That's a cool look.
It's very Marie Antoinette. You can imagine the big hair and the, you know, it's what a cake should be.
I want to try one of these marshmallows.
Very soft. Oh, they melt in your mouth.
You got actually a cake inside.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And it's actually a proper pièce montée. It's not hollow. Good shoe, very crispy.
I love the fact that, especially with the coconut there, they toasted it, so when they're adding ingredients, they're thinking about texture and additional flavour.
It's like they almost brought a little bit of Australia to it. They whacked a Lamington in the middle of a Karim. I mean...
I can see Adriano's influence,
yeah,
particularly in this one with some of the colour. It's a little bit too dense, it's a little bit undercooked, and the flavour doesn't match the quality of the rest of the products they've created.
Overall, made a big impression when it walked in. Some great elements, base perhaps a little bit heavy. There's a lot to weigh up. So let's return to the table and work out which of those teams will be going straight through to the final week. That was a momentous challenge to face, to try and create a creme-inspired centerpiece. The man who set this challenge was the Dark Lord of the Sweet Kitchen. We ought to bring him in. Adriano Zumbo. Adriano, how did they go?
Oh, I think they did really well. They worked so hard, they stuck to their skill level and came through with the goods. I mean, they all got it finished and put up their centerpieces, and I think they look really good.
Love what I saw today. Love what I think we all saw from the red team, which was that real sense of fun and getting stuck in. A beautiful, playful piece. We love the humour you gave us, and I got to eat my own head. And I can tell you, I didn't really like it. Red team, I'm afraid you're not in the running to win the creme-inspired centerpiece challenge today, but we love the energy you put into it. Thank you.
We enjoyed it. In the end, we enjoyed it.
Green team, the strengths of your centerpiece were evident. Those bottom 2 layers looked absolutely beautiful in those pastel shades. And the execution of those 3 separate macarons and also of that base cake, which was light and beautifully iced, were real strengths. However, the heavy sugar work and the jewel box on top didn't have the finesse of the rest of the cake, and the shape and weight of that jewel box threw off the aesthetic balance of the whole shape of the centerpiece. Blue team, what we loved was you attempted so many different techniques and you pulled off so many of them. Also, that little top 2 layers, that mini croquembouche and that little plume of spun sugar work that caught the light was beautiful. However, you needed more finesse on your bottom 2 layers, and that base cake was heavy. The decision was made by the closest of margins after counting all the votes on the panel. The 2 contestants through to the finals week of MasterChef 2012 are Kylie and Ben.
Oh no, wow.
Kylie?
Oh, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. It really is a dream come true for me, just to walk into a room full of people that you respect so much, and it's just incredible. I've loved it, absolutely loved it. I've lost for words. I'm so excited.
Julia, there is no way that you walk out of here with anything other than glory shimmering all over you. You did an amazing job today.
Thank you.
I mean, Alice, you did a great job too, but we know how much this means. We know how much it means to Julia.
Just everything we learned and being in that kitchen, it was fantastic. And I actually didn't want to cry if we lost, because everything that, I saw and did and putting that box together, that was amazing, and that's what I want to take from it.
Well, Kylie and Ben, you're safe. You're straight into the finals week, and you avoid elimination. You guys want to go and stand next to Audra?
Thank you.
Adriano, thank you so much for kind of crossing the floor and being the mentor to our 3 teams. I think they've appreciated it. And to our pastry chefs, thank you so much for traveling from around the country to be here today. Right, tomorrow, elimination. 3 of you through to the finals week. 3 of you will make it. 3 of you will keep your dreams alive. Go home, have a shower, nice cup of cocoa, and tomorrow, bring all the skills and all the fighting spirit you've got. It's going to be another big one. Good luck.
Next time on MasterChef Australia.
Every challenge you face in MasterChef matters. So with this challenge, we have to think of something bigger, more inspirational. Please welcome your family.
In the final elimination, 4 amateur cooks face one special challenge.
Cook them the food they've missed.
It's the ultimate battle for a place in the final 6.
I can't wait to try it. Looks fantastic.
Tastes good.
As they cook a dish from the heart for the ones they love.
There's only one man I want to keep happy today, Gary, and it ain't George.
I like that.
And for someone, the MasterChef journey will end.
This could go horribly wrong right in front of my mum. I'm going to get sent home off the back of a dish that's meant to impress her.
What do you think?
What do you think?